Hello and welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a little bit different video, or not different, I mean there's not really usual videos in this channel. But today I'll be making the first video about my university assignment, which was to create SRS document, which stands for Software Requirement Specification, for my software engineering class. So you might ask, what is an SRS document? Well, the technical definition is pretty boring, so I'm just gonna skip that, and I'll try to explain it in more simple terms. So an SRS document is this blueprint which is super detailed. It's kind of your wish list for your software of what you want it to do. You can think of it as this, as I said, wish list, which is super detailed and super organized, and it goes from all your functional requirements, which could be how your software runs, all the way to your non-functional requirements, which are how secure it should be, how fast it should run, and terms like that. So now that you know kind of what an SRS document is, let's look at how I made mine. Alright, so me and my friend Adam, we've had this idea for the software in mind for a while, and I thought that SRS document would be the great opportunity to really create a detailed blueprint for it. So the project will be called Bookchain, and it is a software that aims to bring digital ownership to the world of online books, articles, and publications. With the implementation of blockchain technology and crypto wallets, user would be able to own their digital assets and sell them if they no longer need them. This would give the users the option to sell the digital books just like they would in physical copies, because right now, after you purchase a digital book online, you most likely will just get the PDF, and there's not really a secondary use to that. So now to the publishers and writers who would be also benefiting from the blockchain, as they would be able to publish their work there and receive their payments for initial sales with a royalty paid for every secondary sale. Bookchain aims to replace the current system of purchasing online articles with the added feature of being able to sell them back to the marketplace. This would allow the users not only to sell their items, but also accumulate value in their collection with limited releases and special edition, for example. Alright, so that is the description of the project, and now we can go through the actual SRS document and see how I sectioned everything. So, as every good document starts with the first front page with what the document is about, who published it, and who prepared it. So we started with the table of contents, where we can see that I first started with an introduction, then the overall description, continued with system features, and then finished it with non-functional requirements. So, since I was working independently on this project, the first step was to define the requirements myself based on my own image on the software and the needs for the user. To do this, I did some research on similar software products and industry standards to get a sense of what was possible and expected. So here I started with the introduction and some general purpose. Then we continue with the project scope. This was a similar software that is running Run As You Are. Shout out to Run As You Are, they're really awesome software. And then after I had all of this, prepared an introduction, I did the overall description. Okay, so this is just more going into details, creating some of the users that would be using the apps, and then we continued to system features. So continuing down here, I wrote a detailed description of each requirement, including any constraints or assumptions that were relevant. I made sure to be specific and clear as possible, and this would help to prevent any misunderstandings during the development process. I also included examples and scenarios to help illustrate how each requirement would be used in the real world. This was especially important for requirements that might not be immediately obvious or intuitive. After I had written the description for all the requirements, I reviewed the SRS document myself and made any necessary revisions. I also showed the SRS document to friends or colleagues who are familiar with the software development to get their feedback and ensure that the document was clear and comprehensive. Then lastly, on the page, I think of TF9, I've included all non-functional requirements that were needed for this software, as the security, performance, scalability, or usability, accuracy. And here I listed all the, again, constraints or some limitations that the development team would need to look out for while developing the software. So finally, I had everything I needed for the SRS document, and made sure to include any additional information that was needed, such as glossary of terms or a list of references. I also made sure to include a selection on a VUV, which is verification and validation plan, which is mentioned up here. Where is it? Here. And I also included version control and test plan to ensure that everything would run smoothly and during the development stage. So, and that's it. That's how I created the SRS document for the Bookchain project. And it was a lot of work, but it was worth it because it helped me to ensure the future success of the project if I will ever try to implement it. So I hope this video was helpful and gives you some insight into the process of creating an SRS document. I would really appreciate your thumbs up or comment if you have any questions, and thanks for watching, and see you later.